Hey there riders, Moto Journo Kris here today, and we've just heard about updates to the 2021 Kawasaki Ninja ZX-10R and the ZX-10RR, with a new look based around aerodynamics with integrated winglets, TFT display with smartphone connectivity, cruise control, integrated rider modes, as well as some chassis and engine updates. On the RR version, which will only be produced in 500 units worldwide, there's some unique up-spec race and competition specific changes as well, including some tasty lightweight 7-spoke Marcassini wheels. So let's have a look through the changes. The liquid-cooled 998cc inline-4 powerplant is retained, but 2021 will see it in Euro 5 compliant form with better cooling efficiency, care of a new air-cooled oil cooler mounted below the radiator and running its own independent circuit. Power is claimed at 203 PS, peaking at 13,200 RPM, although ram air can boost that to 213, while torque is 115 Newton meters at 11,400 RPM. It's a seriously high-tech engine already, with some of the highlights being dual-stage machined intake ports, finger follower valve actuation, DLC-coded finger followers, titanium valves, a high-lift cam-ready cylinder head, chrome ollie camshaft specifically treated for wear resistance, low inertia crankshaft, dummy machine cylinder bores, and an offset cylinder. On the ZX-10RR, that's boosted to 204 PS at 14,000 RPM with a higher redline, or 214 with ram air, and the torque is actually a little lower at 112 Newton meters at 11,700 RPM. Things get more interesting with the RR, with different height intake funnels eliminated, creating a new effective height of just 5mm for all of them, which helps high RPM performance. Camshafts are likewise specifically designed for high RPM performance, along with the valve springs with machined retainers. Titanium connecting rods and lightweight pistons on the RR are also designed by Pancool, saving 500 grams in total with 20 grams off each piston and running one less piston ring for a shorter height and reduced friction. Piston pins are also DLC coded to reduce wear. This all results in the rev limit being raised to 14,700 RPM from 14,300. The ZX-10 also runs a full electronic throttle actuation system, and the accelerator position sensor has been relocated to the handlebar, meaning no throttle cable, with secondary injectors helping high RPM performance, with lower injectors doing the majority of the work. In the exhaust, the collector arrangement has been modified to help meet Euro 5, plus boost power, with catalyzers moved closer to the engine so they heat up quicker. The silencer is a little longer, but remains titanium alloy to save weight. Gear ratios are also tweaked, with a shorter first through third gear and a larger rear sprocket, jumping 2 teeth to 41 in total. The race-style cassette transmission remains, as does the adjustable back torque limiting clutch. The twin spar frame remains, with the swing arm pivot point 1mm lower to help rear suspension on corner exits. Race kit parts allow adjustable steering stem position and a millimeter of adjustability for the swing arm pivot in either direction of up and down. The wheelbase is lengthened by 10mm to 1450 in total, with 2mm in the fork offset and an extra 8mm in the swing arm. This shifts the weight balance slightly forward. On the suspension side of things, there's Showa 43mm balance-free front forks with an external compression chamber. The fork clamping area is however wider, with a lower spring rate in those forks, with compression and rebound also optimized to match. A Showa balance-free rear cushion shock is also fitted with full adjustability and runs a stiffer spring, while compression and rebound are softer in comparison. On the ZX-10RR, the suspension settings are optimized to match the benefits of that higher spec machine. Brembo provide the brakes with enormous 330mm semi-floating front rotors and radial mount Brembo M50 cast aluminium monoblock calipers. There's also a Brembo radial master cylinder with 220mm rear rotor and single piston caliper. Rear brake pads are revised, with the rear brake reservoir also moved further out of the rider's way. A RR specific fitment is the race spec steel braided lines. Kawasaki claim the 3-spoke standard wheels are one of the lightest designs on the market, and they are gravity cast, but the RR gets the 7-spoke Marcassini items, reducing unsprung weight further. These can be fitted to the standard ZX-10, but there are additional parts required to make them fit, available via the accessory kits. The standard ZX-10R gets a set of Bridgestone Battle Axe Racing Street RS11 tyres, while that's upgraded to Pirelli Diablo Supercoaster SPs on the RR. For the rider, there's a 40mm taller windscreen at a sharper, more upright angle, with handlebars also 10mm further forward and adding a little bit more room in the cockpit for the rider. The rear of the seat is also taller, with foot pegs 5mm higher as well. The looks are a big change, with a bit of an H2 inspired look in my eye, and Kawasaki have actually integrated the winglet concept into the front end around the headlights. Drag resistance is apparently down 7%, with 17% more downforce as a result. The new headlights are smaller and use a Mitsubishi projector unit in what is apparently a first on a motorcycle while saving weight. The ram air intake is also noticeably different, with that front end having quite a pensive glare to it. Indicators are in the front of the mirrors, and on the tail they are LED on the fender. The tail does incorporate new slots for aerodynamics as well, and a cool little feature is the addition of the Kawasaki river mark under the screen and also on the upper triple clamp. Electronics include Kawasaki cornering management function with Bosch IMU, overseeing the traction control and wheel lift, kibs, engine brake control and launch control systems. The most intrusive traction control settings have also been tweaked for a more rider-friendly character. New is the integrated riding mode systems with Sport, Road and Rain, offering preset power and traction control settings. Plus there's 4 rider settable manual modes, allowing full adjustability of both these settings. The Kawasaki quickshifter remains and is both up and down, but new is the Öhlins electronic steering damper. Previously mentioned new features was the cruise control system controlled via the left switch block, as well as that new 4.3-inch TFT display, which can be switched between light and dark modes and brightens or darkens to the conditions. That does include connectivity to the smartphone Radiology app. When it comes to accessories, there's actually race kit parts available, including a race ECU offering greater adjustability and requiring a race kit harness as well. There's also the swing arm and steering head adjustability collars that I mentioned previously, and other parts include alternate head gaskets, oil catch tank, chain tensioner, connecting rod and crankshaft journal bearings in 4 thicknesses, clutch, gears and engine cover gaskets, plus alternate fork springs, ride height spacers and that race harness. As far as the regular accessories, you can now get heated grips as a genuine accessory, a pillion seat cover, knee pads or protective stickers, frame sliders, axle sliders and a scratch resistant film for that TFT display. So there's a quick look at what's new for 2021 on the Kawasaki ZX-10R and the Kawasaki ZX-10RR, which celebrates another victory for Kawasaki in World Superbikes in 2020, with Rio once again taking the win. And that was all despite a challenging season as current circumstances wreaked havoc with racing. We haven't heard about pricing and availability yet here in Australia, however we'll be getting the ZX-10R in flat ebony or lime green colour options, while the ZX-10RR will be available in ebony. Let me know what you think of all these updates and the new look. I think it's pretty cool, if a bit unusual, and the ZX-10R was already an amazing package. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and if you've enjoyed the video, sub and hit that notification bell. As always, thanks for watching and stay safe out there.